What is up, Gotcha Gamers? And tonight we have another release of another character coming to Honkai Star Rail, LINGSHA. Now, I didn't do a video last night, so I do also want to go over FEIXIAO as well. If you don't really care, if you've already heard about her, skip through to later parts of the video, but I do want to touch on what I think she is going to be good for, or where I think she's going to work out, what I think she could possibly even do, and honestly, why I think that version 2.4, I think is version 2.4, right? Surely it is. I'll figure out for the title or whatever, right? I get mixed up with my versions. Anyways, that's besides the point. I think that 2.4 is probably going to be a must-save for. I think that we probably all should be skipping the next banner, if I'm being honest with you. Well, I guess that's mainly going to be for like the free-to-play or like newer players coming to the game, because LINGSHA is an abundance unit. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. Firstly, let's go ahead and talk about FEIXIAO. I hope to God I'm saying the name right, but my God, she has to come home. No cap, no shot, she does not come home, right? Guys, you see what I see, okay? She looks beautiful. She has cat ears. She has long white hair. She has like a bow gun here, a gun, a sword, a katana sword. I don't know what this is. What, a sword with a bayonet, I guess. Bayonet. She's shooting out of it, and she has a long like flag in the back. Now, to me, this seems like it could be a lot of things. When I look at this character without looking at the typing, without looking at the like actual path of the character, this seems to me like a support character. I don't know why. I think I just get the vibe of anyone with a staff that has a flag on it is going to be some type of a buffer and or a support type character. Now, this is going to be a wind hunt type character, which if you guys don't know already, there are not that many wind type DPS characters, or I guess really wind type characters in the game right now in general that are like meant for main DPS. Sorry, don't look at my Fu Xuan. She's not gonna look at you too hard. So if we quickly just swap over to the wind typing right now, guys, the last time that we got any type of wind character in the game was 2.0. So we are, by God, we need a new wind character, right? Let's see, Quantum 2.0, 2.3, already to that patch. Physical 2.2, 2.2, yeah, two of them 2.2. Lightning is 2.1. Okay, well, I guess Lightning is also probably due for another type of character soon. Let's see what else. Imaginary, probably due for a character soon, even though we did get a Venturine. We haven't got a DPS Imaginary character in a minute. And we're also getting a physical DPS next patch as well. And then Fire also is getting some more love. So I guess it's not really too unbalanced. I mean, we've gotten at least one character for each, but I think by far, like, the latest time frame, oh, I guess, ooh, Ice really needs something too, as a matter of fact. So Ice is going to be a really big contender for getting a new character, especially like a DPS Ice character. The last thing we got in Ice was Misa, and let's be honest, Misa's kind of down bad. But yeah, I think that this is far and away needed for this class right here. Oh, we're getting Imaginary March 7th. We have 2 fires coming out. LINGSHA, yeah, well, okay, never mind. Yeah, LINGSHA's coming out. Anyway, screw that, that's besides the point. Anyways, the main point I'm trying to make here is we haven't had like a main DPS other than Black Swan come out for the Hunt class, and I think this is going to obviously be a replacement for Dan Heng, but I think this could revitalize the Hunt class in kind of what I've talked about in videos prior, because with her having a spear gun and her having a staff that has like a thing on the end of it, a flag on the end of it, I think she is going to be a Hunt character that also buffs the team as well. This is the niche that I think Honkai Star Rail is going in, or the direction I think Honkai Star Rail is going in, is building around each of the paths. And what I mean by this is I think each path is going to have like their own teams. Like how we see Acheron being able to be played with other Anhility type characters, I think we're going to be seeing that with more characters in this game, right? So I think like something like FEIXIAO, haven't seen any leaks by the way, this is just my assumption on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, please. But overall, what I think FEIXIAO is going to be is probably a Hunt character, right? I think she's going to provide probably sub-DPS levels of damage again, but also provide a pretty good support for the rest of the team. Now, I heard Gotcha Smack talk about having multi-mode on this character, or like being able to switch between the gun, Blicky Sticky, and then also the flag in the back. I don't think that's going to be the case, really. I think that she is going to be pretty straightforward. I think she is going to be able to provide some type of damage with her kit, But I think the main draw of her kit, or I guess the main thing with her kit, is probably providing a buff or some type of support to the team. Like, I think her skill move or something will probably hit an attack off or something, do some damage, and then give a buff to the team. Same thing with her ultimate. I think her ultimate maybe does like a sub DPS level of damage to an enemy, and then provides buffs to your team, or maybe even debuffs to enemies as well. That's just the vibe that I get personally from anything that has like a gun and a like something on their side, right? When they're putting down the flag or something. That's how I feel about it, right? I'm kind of tired right now, guys. This is 11:40 at night. Anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on FEIXIAO. I think we did need a win hunt type character. This is gonna be absolutely amazing. I love wing characters. Really the only wing character that I use now is Sampo. I use Hua Hua on my alt account, and I use Black Swan a lot too. I don't have Blade. I use Blade on my alt. Bronny is stinky and cringe, and we don't like her on this channel here. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the other character, LINGSHA. Now, she is also a hot mommy. Let's be honest. I don't know how big the boobas are here, but surely they're nice. Thighs look pretty nice, and then we have two little bunny rabbits there as well. Overall, she does look pretty cute, but she is a fire abundance type character. Now, why do I think that she is going to be an absolute must-pull of a character? Because of the fact that, let's be honest, Fu Xuan is performing less and less every single patch. I think that we need a new abundance character that's really going to push what the new meta in Honkai Star Rail is going to look like, right? Like with Hua Hua, for example, right? Hua Hua is great. Don't get me wrong, Hua Hua provides amazing healing to the team. She can remove debuffs from your allies and give energy to the whole team as well. But that's really kind of a mix between kind of being like a buffer, I guess you could say, but with providing energy. But everything else is like strictly abundance, right? Where I think the direction they're taking these characters with is I think they're going in the direction of multi-classing, right? Like I mentioned before with Miss FEIXIAO here, I think they're going to be starting multi-classing these characters up, right? Like Adventuring, for example, he is able to use a follow-up attack, put a debuff on an enemy, and then shield the whole team. What is Gallagher able to do? He's able to heal the whole team, remove debuffs from your allies, and provide extra weakness break damage bonus to the enemies, or so your allies can hit more weakness break damage on the enemies and stuff like that. And on top of that, do some pretty sick break damage as well. He scales off of that. So I think that's what we're probably going to be looking at her here. Let me quickly read here. She has a sharp sense of smell and often uses to diagnose illness, as well as utilizing incense to calm the mind of others. She is adept at dealing with complicated social relations, though she might be fuming inside. Her expression will remain calm and serene. So this seems like, I think she's obviously going to be able to remove debuffs from your allies or something like that. She's obviously going to be able to heal as well, but calming these senses with the minds of others. Maybe this is like a buff that she's going to be able to provide to the team, right? Like, do I think she's going to provide energy? No, because I think that Hua Hua does provide that niche pretty well, or play into the niche of that pretty well. Or another wild and wacky thing that I think this could do is there's a mechanic that we've had in the game for a while now, and that mechanic is in Simulated Universe actually. Whenever you choose the abundance path and the abundance character comes up in the slot and then heals the team, what if she is like a main DPS? Like, they can do like main DPS things. We've already kind of seen this with Gallagher, right? Gallagher is able to, I guess, not be a main DPS, but his whole thing is attacking to kind of heal the team up. He has his own heal, right? But his main thing is like attacking the enemies, providing a debuff to them, and then healing the team with that. What if she's able to do the same thing, but her healing instead comes from like an action bar, and the more you attack, the more action bar that is. Maybe like kind of a, I guess like a follow-up healer, I guess you could say, right? So maybe the more action she takes, the higher and more healing that she's able to provide without using a skill point. I think they could actually make her pretty skill point efficient if she's able to provide sub DPS levels of damage, and then you have this little thing ticking and giving you health as well. Now, obviously, if she gets stunned, you're kind of fucked, screwed, dunzo, but I think this could be a really interesting kit to add to a character, right? We haven't seen anything like that before. We've seen follow-up with our DPS, we've seen follow-up with our tanks in terms of damage, but we haven't seen any follow-up abilities that debuff, buff, or do anything else for the team. So I think this could be a great introduction of that. Since we already have an attacking type DPS in the game, I think it kind of builds like this, right? We have LINGSHA, which kind of relies on the team to deal damage to heal themselves up. Then we have Gallagher, which also does that, but he provides damage. What if she is able to do that as well, but based off the amount of action she takes, or maybe just the whole team takes in general. Maybe like it moves up in the action order, the more actions your allies take. It'll probably play into a niche, if I'm guessing, because these characters have been playing more and more into niches. Maybe she's gonna play into some type of niche, like where you have to do X thing to get this thing here. Maybe it works for break teams, right? Like if you attack like a weakness broken enemy and enhances that healing ability up or ability up in some type of way. That's what I would like to see. I could be full syncopium right now, but that's the only thing that I can realistically think of that hasn't been added into the game yet. Because like I said, we have energy, we have like a sub DPS, DPS, a healer in the game, we have a sub DPS preservation unit in the game. So and we have like buffs and debuffs that they do as well, right? What we haven't seen is a follow-up healing type character, which I think could be pretty cool to see. We've only seen it in Simulated Universe, and who's to say they wouldn't bring that to a character, right? It's already a mechanic added into the game, something pretty easy to add to a character as well, if I had to guess. So that's my general thought on this. Why do you need to save though? Because like I said, some of these other characters, sure, these sustained characters work, but I think they're getting outclassed by a lot of different characters coming out now, right? I think the power creep is real in this game, and I think the power creep is actually affecting like your healers and sustained characters more than it's actually affecting anything else. Because it seems like every time we get a new sustained character, they're just becoming like, I would say like maybe like 20% better, 10% better than the last one. Whereas the DPS, it seems like a slower stack. Maybe it equals out because they released more DPS and stuff like that. But overall, I think this is going to be a must pull probably for any new player's account. I think just having 2 of these on your account, or 2 5-star, I guess, signature sustained characters on your account is going to be absolutely essential to you, like, steamrolling and clearing any content. Anyways, that's my thought process on it. I think Gallagher's great, but I think she is going to bring a new vertical to the game, potentially, right? I think that's the direction they're going for. Obviously, this is getting near the ass end of version 2.0, or, like, the whole 2.0 patch, so maybe they're going to be setting up stuff for like version 3.0 now, which I think is going to play more off of like having additional actions that do different things. Like for example, the abundance thing when it heals you, right? And maybe she does the same thing. Follow-up characters having additional roles and just things of that nature, right? Anyways, guys, tell me if I'm coping in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what your guys' things are. What are your guys' dreams on these characters? I would love to know. Anyways, guys, I think this is probably a must-save for it. I know for me, I'm saving for it. I am definitely getting Mommy FEIXIAO. The no cap 100% we're getting her, and then Miss LINGSHA as well. I think I'm gonna be pulling her, honestly. I don't have Ho-Ho on my account, and I would like to have and I guess a sustained character that's not like a shielder on my account. I would like to have 1 healer and 1 shielder on my team, and that'll probably be adventuring in her, so I can replace Fu Xuan. Honestly, I've been using Gallagher over Fu Xuan in a lot of situations, and I just kind of like that dynamic better of having like I guess the flexibility to run a healer if I need to, and also run a tanker as well. Anyways, that's my thought process. See you guys later. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one later. Bye bye.